Many people assume that ignoring a girl is a sign of disinterest, but there is more to the psychology behind it than that. Ignoring a girl can actually be a sign of interest, depending on the context and the way it is done. In this video, we will discuss the various reasons why someone might choose to ignore a girl and explore the psychology behind it. Why do men ignore women? Ignoring a woman can be a tricky game, and it's not one that most men play on purpose. When it comes to understanding why men ignore women, there can be a few different factors at play. Generally speaking, men may ignore women for a variety of reasons, including the following. 1. Insecurity. Men can sometimes become insecure when they are dating or in a relationship with a woman. When they start to feel insecure, they may try to protect themselves by ignoring their partner. This can be especially true if a man is unsure of the strength of his connection with the woman. 2. Fear of commitment. Another potential reason why men may ignore women is because they fear commitment. They may not be ready to take their relationship to the next level, so instead of dealing with it head-on, they choose to ignore it altogether. 3. Fear of rejection. A third potential reason why men may ignore women is because they fear rejection. If a man is interested in a woman but is afraid that she will reject him, he may choose to ignore her as a way to protect himself from potential embarrassment and hurt feelings. Ultimately, understanding why men ignore women can be difficult because there can be many different reasons at play. It's important to keep an open dialogue with your partner in order to gain clarity on the situation. The different types of men who ignore women. When it comes to ignoring women, not all men are created equal. In fact, there are several different types of men who might choose to ignore a woman. 1. The silent rejecter. This type of man is so overwhelmed with fear of rejection that he will go to great lengths to avoid it. As a result, he'll ignore a woman's advances in hopes that she will eventually move on. 2. The busy guy. This guy may be legitimately too busy to make time for a woman, and so he will ignore her advances as a form of self-protection. He doesn't want her to think that he isn't interested because he simply doesn't have the time. 3. The commitment phobe. This type of guy is terrified of commitment and does whatever he can to avoid it. He will often ignore a woman's advances in order to keep her at bay and maintain an uncommitted relationship. 4. The player. This type of man has a reputation for being a player, and so he will ignore women in order to maintain his image. He knows that if he takes the attention of too many women, he'll be viewed as a womanizer and will eventually lose his reputation. 5. The emotionally unavailable guy. This type of man isn't interested in getting emotionally attached to anyone, and so he will ignore a woman's advances as a way of avoiding emotional intimacy. He knows that if he gets too close, he'll have to eventually break it off, which is something he doesn't want to do. The pros and cons of ignoring a woman. Ignoring a woman can be a tricky game. On the one hand, it can be an effective way to get her attention, but on the other hand, it can backfire in unexpected ways. Before you decide to ignore a woman, it is important to weigh the pros and cons of doing so. Ignoring a woman can be an effective way to get her attention and make her realize that you have other options. Women are often attracted to men who seem unavailable or who play hard to get. Ignoring a woman can help you avoid getting too attached too quickly. If you feel like you're getting too attached, taking some space to think things through can be beneficial. Ignoring a woman can also help establish boundaries and demonstrate that you respect yourself and your own needs. Ignoring a woman can backfire if she misinterprets it as rejection. Even if that's not your intention, women may take it as a sign that you're not interested in them and will move on quickly. Ignoring a woman can lead to her feeling neglected or unimportant. If she's putting in effort to talk to you or make plans with you, then not responding can leave her feeling hurt and confused. Ignoring a woman can make it difficult to get to know her and develop a connection. If you never respond to her messages or make an effort to see her, then you're likely not going to get very far in terms of building a relationship. How to ignore a woman the right way. When it comes to the topic of ignoring a woman, there is a lot of debate about whether it's the right thing to do or not. Ignoring a woman can be an effective strategy for some men, but it can also have serious consequences if not done properly. To make sure you are ignoring her the right way, here are a few tips to keep in mind. 1. Don't make your silence too long. When you decide to ignore a woman, make sure that the length of time that you choose to do this isn't too long. If you are silent for too long, it can make her feel like you are rejecting her, which can be hurtful and damaging. 2. Avoid rude behavior. It's important to avoid any kind of rude behavior when you are choosing to ignore someone. This includes things like making faces or pointing fingers. Make sure that you are polite and respectful while still being firm in your decision to ignore her. 3. Keep your conversations polite. When you do talk to the woman, make sure that you stay polite and courteous. While ignoring her, you don't need to be hostile or cold towards her. If she does try to start a conversation with you, politely decline and move on. 4. Set boundaries. Setting boundaries is essential when ignoring someone. Make sure that you are clear on what topics and situations you are comfortable discussing with her and which ones you are not. This will help prevent any misunderstandings or hurt feelings. 5. Stay focused. While ignoring a woman, it's important to stay focused on your task at hand. Don't let yourself get distracted by her or become preoccupied with the thought of her. Focus on the job you are doing and don't let anything else distract you. Following these tips can help ensure that when you ignore a woman, you do it in the right way and don't hurt anyone's feelings in the process. Remember, ignoring someone isn't always the best solution, but if it is something that you feel needs to be done, following these tips can help ensure that it is done in the most respectful and considerate manner possible. Following these tips can help ensure that when you ignore a woman, you do it in the right way and don't hurt anyone's feelings in the process. Remember, ignoring someone isn't always the best solution, but if it is something that you feel needs to be done, following these tips can help ensure that it is done in the most respectful and considerate manner possible. When it comes to ignoring a girl, it can be difficult to navigate. Understanding the psychology behind why men ignore women and how to do it properly can help ensure that you don't create an awkward situation or hurt feelings in the process. Remember, when ignoring a woman, it's important to consider the other person's feelings as well as your own. Ignoring a woman should only be done in extreme situations as a last resort. Ultimately, if you find yourself needing to ignore a woman, make sure you do it with respect and sensitivity.